Okay, here we go again. Today's challenge. I had originally put the gas tank in when my brother was here, and I put these pads on the top to, sound deaden it. It appears they're too thick and wouldn't allow the tank to seat properly where it should do. As you can see, these marks on it where it was pushed up against the bodywork. So I'm going to take those off and I'm going to put some kill mat on there. It's a lot thinner and it'll do what I want it to do, which is to prevent the drumming. Okay. Also here, put that back on. This gets in the way. That when the body was put together, that should have been further over, and that's my fault. I didn't line it up properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece here and fold it back so that it's out of the way, because it's very difficult to get the tank in. Okay, I've also, as you can see, got new rubber bushes. Again, they don't help when you're trying to fit the tank up into the space. So, in fact, while I've got this off, let me check. Yeah, there's a couple of spots they missed with the underseal, so I'm going to do that while I've got this tank out of the way. There's not many, it's just a couple of minor little areas, so I'm going to deal with that. Yeah. All right, let's get on with it. Because I've got to do some underseal spraying, I don't want it coming up and into the boot here, so I've just had to put some tape on, a little screw hole there, so cover that up, and these major holes. Also, I've done it in here. Covered up where the filler goes through, so hopefully that will be good. Next now is to remove these pieces, which are that came off remarkably easy. If they all come off that easy, and they are, I'm extremely happy bunny. Oh, look at this. I don't believe it. I really don't believe my life is that easy. Yeah, there he goes. See, took some of the paint off there, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to be covering it with kill mat anyway, but I don't want any loose paint there, so let's get that out of the way. All right, great. Let's get the kill mat on there and make it look pretty, and then we'll move on. All right, just about to put the mat on here, and I've got my roller, which I got from Hobby Lobby, and if you look at it, a fucking great big dip in it. That's no much use, is it? I mean, even the fucking tools you buy are crap. Bet that was made in China. Oh, there goes my fucking phone. Oh dear. So I mean, I'll be able to get that piece to hold it down, and maybe that piece, and then it will do that. Joke. What a fucking joke. Right, the mat is on. That'll stop the drumming. Other thing I've got to do is there's a pipe here, a vent pipe. I'm not sure where that should go to. I better find that out before I put the tank in, because I'm sure there's a piece of plastic pipe that has to go on there to allow the tank to vent. And obviously it has to be petrol resistant. Let's find that out. Okay, as of yet I haven't decided where this vent should go to. I would imagine, this is my thinking, that it must come up higher. So I've left myself a bloody great length of it, and I'm gonna have a look and see where I think I might be able to bring it up. I don't worry if it goes flat first and then comes up, but eventually it must end up higher than this point here, purely because if I have it down there, shall we say, then when I'm filling up with gas, it will just run along and drip out, which I don't want. So you can go flat, but then it must come up higher than that level. In fact, if I can, make it higher than the filler itself. And then any residue fuel that does happen to get in there shouldn't be a problem. Should it? Also, this pipe, I'm not sure. It says it's 3/16 vinyl. I'm not sure if that's gas resistant or petrol resistant. So I've got a little piece in here. It's only been in there, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. I'm going to leave it in there for a couple of hours and see if it's affected. If it's not affected, then I'm going to assume that vent pipe is okay. In the meantime, I've got a little bit of underseal to put in, and then decide which direction I should run this pipe. Should I run it over there towards the spare tyre? Should I run it there towards the wheel arch? Should I run it there towards the back of the car? If I do it towards the back of the car, there's a dip there, so then the gas will always catch here. Whereas if I do it here or there, there's less likelihood of lots of gas sitting in there. I don't know. I have yet to make a decision. I'll make that decision, put it in and let you know what I decided. Of course, by the time you see this, if you have any ideas, it'll be too late because I'll have already done it. But that's the joys, because I can't wait. I can't wait for you. All right, let's get that undersealing done. And believe me, the fumes are potent, so I'm going to put a mask on. I nearly killed myself earlier by spraying it, and I didn't have a mask on, and I had to make a run for it. Okay, decision made on this vent pipe. I'm going to run it from here. I was going to run it across the top to get to here, but that would increase the thickness here, and I'm trying to avoid that so that the tank goes up fully where it should. So I decided to take it round this way. Hopefully there's enough room. I'll find out when I go to put it in. And this will bring it out near the rear axle. Then I can bring it up and clip it to the rear axle in some way, or to the bodywork. In fact, I think I'll probably, engage brain cell. I'll clip it to the bodywork, not the rear axle, because the rear axle goes up and down. So if I just clip it to the bodywork, then there's less movement, less likelihood of it breaking. That is my theory now. As I said, I'm just hoping that along here there is enough room. What my concern is here. I think there'll be enough room along here. I can't remember exactly what's here. Well, it's obviously the wheel arch, but hopefully there is enough room. And I think there will be, because otherwise this would be an issue, wouldn't it? That is my theory again. Monty Python, help me. Here, that is the theory that is mine. And I've used this bits of kill mat. I had an odd piece and I trimmed it off. And it's very sticky shit, so I'm hoping that's going to hold the pipe in at least until I get it in place. All right, let's get this bugger back in the car. Now, if you look in here, you'll see there are two little notches on the main hole. And you will note that on the gasket here, there are two cutouts. Do note, this gasket has an angle there, and then an upright there. The angle goes at the back, and that's because of the pipe. When it comes through at this angle. So you want to make sure you get that in the correct orientation. Let me see if I can insert this. Give me a second here. A little tricky this. We'll get there. Bit of a jiggery pokery. And then you have to just kind of work it round. It's not where it should be yet. Hang on a second. He says it's a little too tight. Let me just move it. There we go. It's just like a virgin. Really tight. Oh no, he said it out loud. That was so dirty. Yep. Oh, someone has to do virgins. I volunteer. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Just a little jiggery pokery to get it in exactly the right position. There you go. Now these little gullies here, shall we call them? Those are for, you know, when you spill petrol or when water gets in here, it'll just run out there. That's why you got these little cutouts. So now the simple thing, is to put the tank back in. Wish me luck. I'll be back. Okay, in pushing the tank in, the gasket moved, so I'll have to put that back in. That's not a big deal. The tank is now in. Need to remove my piece of tape. Whoops. Let's get off. Move my pieces of tape here so that that pipe can come through. Not that that'll stop it. And let's see if I raise the tank up to its correct level. It'll go a little higher than that, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, it's going to come up another inch or so. So that'll be good. Not quite sure. That must be one of the... No, the feed's over here, isn't it? That's the feed to the front. That's from the tank. So what's that one for? Is that where that vent pipe should come through? I can't think why it would come through into the boot. You don't want a vent into the boot. And the wires are under here for the level sender. Well, does anybody know? Any of you guys can tell me what's coming? Okay, I know that, you know, there's a fuel line there that goes to the pump. And there's this one here, and that goes to the front. So what's that hole? What comes through that hole? I don't know. I don't remember. All right, anyway, that aside, and if any of you guys know, do tell me. The tank is here now. It's going to go up, as you can see, roughly an inch or so. So that'll be good. And I've yet to put on the... come on, you can do this. Come on, what haven't you yet to put on, Gary? Jeez, oh, the spacers and... yeah, here, look, dummy. These, the spacers and the sleeves, so that you don't over-tighten it. Okay, that'll be great. Now, sorry, you're going to have to bear with me as I wiggle under the car. Nothing like a wiggledy-piggledy. Now, here's the line. And I've brought it here. What I may do, haven't decided yet, but I probably will, because I want to try and keep it up high. I may also put a clip in it so that it, while it's up high, it also loops down like that, so that, sorry, you weren't seeing it. Put it up high and make it loop down like this. That way, it shouldn't fill up with shit. That's my theory. And hang on a second. Let me see if I can put this light somewhere and show you what I'm talking about. Right, so it'll go up here. And good, it's actually held it where I wanted it to. I'm not worried about this piece of goopy tape stuff. That's a minor detail. So minor, I've taken it off, and then maybe put a loop here like that with two clips holding it, so that it vents and doesn't get full of shit. That's how I'm thinking it's going to go in a loop here. You can see what I'm getting at, even though you can't really see it. You know, it's going to be a loop like that. I cannot see any other way of doing this that is sensible. Now, I'm not saying it's original. I don't give a shit about that. It's underneath the fucking car. Who cares? But I want it to be safe, and I don't want the fumes going into the boot. That would be really fucking stupid. I've got to consider keeping the vent higher than the filler. That makes me have another thought. Should I take it over here and perhaps put it, how about this, up there, like that? Then it would definitely be high. Maybe not higher than I need it, but at least it's high. And of course I've got the fuel line to bring out there somewhere, haven't I? Fuel line that's going to come out of the boot. That's going to be a pisser. I don't think I've got to take the tank out again to do it. I may well have to, may I, huh? What do you think, guys? Ow. Maybe I should have got that fuel line in first. All right, well, the tank wasn't too terrible to take in and out. I'm still going to bolt it into position now because I want to get it done. But I really do have to seriously look about that fuel line before I put the exhaust system in. And one of the reasons I wanted to get this tank in was so I could put the exhaust system in, because the exhaust runs along underneath the tank, which I'm not particularly keen on, I must admit, but that's the way they did it. I guess the exhaust keeps the petrol nice and warm. Shit and bust. I got a feeling I'm going to have to take the tank out again to get the fuel line in, which has to come along and go along here somewhere. In fact, I think it goes up over there, comes down around here, goes along there, underneath there, all the way along here. No, it doesn't, because the fuel bowl is on the other side. Okay, so I'm wrong on that. So the fuel line must cross over at some point. You see one of the original clips. So the fuel line comes down there, turns across here. That's it. Across to this side, around here, probably on here. Yeah, over there. And then we have these holes here that the clips go into. And in fact, I'll be putting in some riv nuts into there. And then it goes all the way along here. And in fact, those holes are there that are very helpful. And then up there to the fuel bowl. That's what has to happen. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what it has to do. Fuel line has to go along there. Also, I believe a brake line goes along there as well. From here, from the flexible to a solid mounted here. That'll be a nice snug fit through that little gap there, won't it, for the fuel line, which I think is like a 5/16, and the brake line, which is the 3/16, which makes half an inch. I guess that's just about half an inch. All right. So, yeah. I don't have the fuel line yet, so I can't put that in. But I want to make sure this mount works perfectly for the tank. Okay, it's double work. I hate doing double work, but I'm going to do it because I want to make sure this tank fits in and gets up to the level I want. Then I'm going to go and buy myself some 5/16 fuel line and mate it up to the boot. All right, thanks for watching, boys and girls. Still a hell of a long way to go on this. And look at this. Don't ever use fucking hammerite. I'm not sure if I've shown you this before. This is what I did in England when I had the car in England. And hammerite at the time, this is a long time ago, was the, you know, the thing to use. Hammerite, yeah, so you paint it with hammerite. But look at it. And I treated all of this. I treated it, I got rid of all the rust. Went over it with a wire brush and rust treatment. And look at it, it's crap, total crap. Did it on my E-Type as well. Same scenario, crap, and more crap. All right, gonna stop this video right now because I want to get it out to you guys. Haven't sent one for a couple of days. And I guess I'll just report back on the tank and what I do with the fuel line once I get some steel pipe, and also what I decide on this breather pipe. As always, guys and girls, again, thank you for watching. Do please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mum, tell whoever you want to tell, as long as they don't mind me fucking swearing. And I'll see you on the next video. Well, actually, you'll see me. Probably I won't see you. Now get out in that garage and do some shit.